Xenobiologist Dr. Kira Thorne had studied Deathworlds for 15 years, but Kepler 438b defied every classification system in the galactic database. The planet registered as a Class 15 Deathworld, a rating so extreme that even the Krillian Empire's most elite shock troops refused to set foot on its surface. Yet somehow, impossibly, there were humans living there. And they were thriving. "This can't be right," Dr. Thorne muttered, reviewing the orbital survey data for the 5th time. The atmospheric readings show toxin levels that would kill a Vorthak marine in minutes. The surface temperature fluctuates between extremes that would boil water and flash freeze nitrogen. And the indigenous life forms. She paused, staring at the biological scans that showed creatures so hostile to sentient life that most of them didn't even have official classifications. The planet was home to pack-hunting crystalline spiders the size of shuttlecraft, acid-spitting worms that could tunnel through starship hulls, and apex predators called void stalkers that existed partially in normal space and partially in dimensions that defied description. Dr. Thorne, her research assistant, called from the communications station. "We're receiving a transmission from the surface. It's unusual. Put it through." The screen flickered to life, revealing a sight that made Dr. Thorne question her sanity. A human woman, perhaps 30 years old, stood in what appeared to be a jungle clearing surrounded by creatures that should have torn her apart instantly. Behind her, a massive void stalker, a nightmarish thing of shadow and teeth that existed in constant phase shift between dimensions, was apparently playing peekaboo with a human toddler. "Oh, hello there," the woman said cheerfully, waving at the camera. "I'm Sarah Martinez, and this is New Eden Colony. You must be the research team we've been expecting. Welcome to Kepler 438b." Dr. Thorne watched in stunned silence as the toddler giggled and reached up to pat one of the void stalker's tentacle appendages. The creature, which should have been devouring the child, instead made what could only be described as pleased purring sounds. "Mrs. Martinez," Dr. Thorne managed to say, "do you realize you're living on a Class 15 Deathworld surrounded by apex predators that could annihilate an entire military battalion?" Sarah laughed, a sound that was somehow both completely normal and utterly surreal given the circumstances. "Oh, you mean Rex and the others? They're wonderful with the kids. Actually, that's part of why we called you here. We need to expand our childcare rotation schedule." "Your childcare rotation schedule?" "Well, yes. See, it turns out that void stalkers are surprisingly gentle with children. They have this instinctive protective response to anything small and helpless. Rex there has been babysitting little Tommy for 3 months now, and he's never been happier. But Rex needs a break occasionally, and the crystalline huntresses have been asking if they can have a turn." Dr. Thorne felt her worldview cracking. The crystalline huntresses want to babysit human children? "They're very maternal once you get to know them," Sarah explained as a spider-like creature, the size of a small building, delicately approached the clearing, its crystal carapace refracting sunlight into rainbow patterns. "The problem is, they tend to be a bit overprotective. Last week, Shimmer here wouldn't let any of the other kids come near little Emily, because she thought they might hurt her." The crystalline huntress, apparently named Shimmer, clicked its mandibles in what seemed like embarrassment and gently prodded a human child forward with one of its legs. The child, who couldn't have been more than 4 years old, hugged the creature's leg affectionately. "This is impossible," Dr. Thorne whispered. "These creatures are documented as hostile to all sentient life. They should be attacking you, not acting like oversized pets." Sarah's expression grew serious. "That's what we thought too, when we first arrived. Our colony ship crashed here 18 months ago, and we expected to be dead within hours. But something extraordinary happened. The children. They weren't afraid. She gestured to where a group of human children were, playing what appeared to be tag with creatures that the galactic database classified as extremely hostile to human life. While the adults were panicking and trying to build defenses, our kids just walked up to these creatures and started treating them like really big, really weird pets. And the creatures responded. It's like they'd never encountered anything that wasn't afraid of them before. Dr. Thorne watched a small human girl ride on the back of an acid-spitting tunnel worm, both of them apparently having the time of their lives. The children's fearlessness broke through some kind of barrier, Sarah continued. Once the creatures realized that the kids genuinely wanted to be friends, their entire behavior changed. They became protective instead of predatory, nurturing instead of hostile. But the environmental hazards, oh, those are real enough, Sarah said. The adults still need environmental suits and medical support to survive here. But the children, they adapt. Human children are apparently more resilient than we gave them credit for. Their immune systems have already started developing resistances to the local toxins, and they seem to instinctively know which areas are safe and which to avoid. Dr. Thorne watched as a void stalker carefully helped a human child climb down from a tree, its deadly appendages moving with the delicate precision of a surgeon. So now we have a colony where the most dangerous creatures on the planet have basically become volunteer babysitters, Sarah explained. Rex over there has learned to change diapers. Shimmer can somehow sense when a child is getting sick and will bring them to the medical bay. And the tunnel worms have started teaching the kids how to find the best fruit in the underground caverns. This is going to revolutionize xenobiology, Dr. Thorne said faintly. Well, that's why we called you, Sarah replied. We need help understanding what's happening here, and we need to make sure our childcare rotation system is scientifically sound. Also, the Void Stalkers have been asking if there are any other human colonies with children they could visit. I think they're getting broody. Dr. Thorne looked down at her notes on hostile alien environments and dangerous predator species, then watched a crystalline spider delicately braid a human child's hair, while a dimensional horror played peekaboo with a toddler. She was going to need an entirely new classification system. Class 15 Deathworld indeed. It was the first Deathworld in galactic history, where the biggest danger was that visitors might die from cuteness overload.